This is a quick project. It's a square block of stock left over from a piece of white walnut. Going to put this onto the lathe between centres and going to immediately try to create a foot that's going to be for the very small chuck that I have available, and going to make like a little small salt bowl from this. Going to get it up to around about 700 or 800 RPM, and going to be using the 1/2 inch skew. Okay, so that's about the size of the chuck. Going to turn this around. Going to be using the 5/8 long ground bowl gouge just to make this a little round. It's a little quicker to operate. A little awkward to get the bowl gouge there with both hands with the camera in the way, but we'll see how we go. You can see here now that's coming up quite nicely on the outside. Some tear out and some of that grain there, it's quite wide. It's going to finish that up with some very light finishing cuts. Yeah, that's looking better now. So we've got hardly any tear out there. A bit of sanding on the outside there should do it. So we'll get the inside of the bowl now turned out. There's no real need to have the tailstock present now. It's pretty well locked tightly inside that chuck. So we'll get this one out of the way. It's probably almost down to the bottom there. Probably another half, probably about another 3/8 of an inch, and go a little bit thinner on the edges and the side of the bowl. It's only going to hold kitchen salt, but yeah. It's going to use a little 150 grit up to 320 grit just to finish it off on the surface. Using the Mylar sanding sealer, this just makes it a nice surface preparation for the Acks finishing paste. There we go, we'll let that dry for a little while, probably about 30 minutes. Best way of using this Acks paste is just to, while the bowl is stationary, just lather it on and you know, be liberal with it, because it's the paste itself that's going to give it a seal over top of the sanding sealer. And what I generally do is just use the shop towel to remove the paste, which is actually really sealing off the sanding sealer, and then I amp up the RPMs to around about 1200. And it's just like friction polish, just give it a good rub with the shop towel. Dead easy. There we go. I don't really need one coat of the paste. And then using the Acks polish, do the same thing. Just rub that over the top of the Acks paste. And it gives just a brilliant finish. Going around about 300 or 400 RPM just to get that polish rubbed into the wood. And then up to about 1300 RPM. It's all finished. So all we've got to do now is take the foot off from the bottom, and I'm going to use the vacuum chuck. I've got the Frugal vacuum pump chuck mounted onto the lathe. I'm putting the small bowl onto that vacuum chuck. I'm going to use the tailstock to find its centre. So just push the bowl onto the vacuum chuck, and I'll get that started up. Alexa, turn on vacuum. It's handy having your hands free and using Amazon Alexa to fire up shop tools. Vacuum chuck's probably easy enough for that. Anything else will be a little bit dangerous, but the vacuum chuck's fired up. Now I usually use my thumb against the bowl here to find its centre, and it looks like it is centred quite nicely. So it's spinning pretty true and level. And I'll use the small bowl gouge to take that foot off the bottom. Try not to bump into the camera. Get up to around about 800 RPM. I'm going to use a push-pull cut just to remove it. Now using vacuum chucks, and this particular one, it holds really tight. And I got the tailstock pressed hard up against the piece. Now I'm about to remove that tailstock so I can remove the whole foot. It's there, you've got to very be careful. If you get a catch, doesn't matter how powerful the vacuum chuck is, it's going to have bowls flying. So be careful when you're using these things, that you do it with great care. I'll just move views over the other side of the lathe so you're out of the way. Hang on a sec. Okay, I've got you on the other side of the lathe now, so I've got a bit of room to move. So I'm going to take the remainder of this foot off. Being very careful, nice and easy, so they don't get any catches. Now I do want a concave bottom of this bowl, but I've got to be very careful because of the depth of the bowl on the inside is quite deep. I've only got about 3/8 of an inch to play with. Okay. Still a few tools marks there, so I'm going to try and get rid of those. Well, I nearly had a catch then. Okay, a light bit of sanding should finish that off. No real need to use any sanding sealer on the bottom, just going straight in with the Acks paste. Has kind of a sealer in it anyway, so I don't need to go too heavily with the bottoms of bowls. Well, I don't. In making small bowls, it's all about time. You don't want to spend a lot of time doing it. And there we have it. Nicely finished. Just turn off the vacuum pump. Alexa, turn off vacuum.
Okay.
The bowl should just like pop off nicely. And there we have it. Nice little salt bowl. Cheers.